Now moving on to the next question. This sign regulates that option A, vehicles should give the right of way to cyclists. B, cyclists should stop and give way to crossing traffic. C, stop and give way to cyclists from the right. Well, this sign definitely means that cyclists should stop and give way to crossing traffic. So this one is our correct answer here. So when you see a sign like this and you have a circle and a bicycle inside of a circle, it's addressing a cyclist, and whatever is being portrayed by that sign is to the cyclist. Okay, so that's why we said cyclists should stop and give way to traffic. And this one says vehicles should give right of way. This one is incorrect. Why? Because it's pertaining to vehicles, while this sign is pertaining to cyclists. That's why this option is incorrect, which is also the same with this one, which says stop and give way to cyclists from the right. Now this one is directed to motorists, of which this sign is directed to cyclists. So this one is incorrect. Now moving on to the next question. This sign regulates that. So what does this sign regulate? As you can see, we have a circle, right? Remember, a circle is a regulatory sign or a mandatory sign, and we have a motorcyclist inside that circle, and we have this red strike, which means it's prohibition, right? So motorcyclist prohibited. It's very simple, right? Now moving on to the next question. This sign warns us of, is it presence of wild animals crossing? Is it stray domestic animal crossing? Is it all kinds of animal crossing? Well, this one is pretty simple, right? It's presence of wild animal crossing. Now remember, if you have any questions so far, just remember to like and join our Facebook group. Also, please do make sure that you join also our WhatsApp group if you have any questions, and I'll be sure to help you any way I can. Anyways, I hope this is very helpful, and also please do make sure that you give this video a like. Now moving on to the next question. This sign warns us of. So this sign, is this presence of people crossing the road ahead? Is it presence of friends crossing ahead? Is it presence of children crossing ahead? Well, this looks like children, right? So probably these are children that are going to school. So presence of children ahead. So this sign is a warning telling motorists to exercise caution because of the presence of children ahead. Now moving on to the next question. A driving school vehicle must have the following. Is it option A, an L plate and a driving instructor certificate? B, certificate of fitness and the comprehensive vehicle insurance? C, dual brakes and a vehicle license? Okay, so a driving school vehicle should have a certificate of fitness and a comprehensive vehicle insurance. Now these are quite mandatory, so this one is our correct answer. Now moving on to the next question. When approaching this sign, so this sign is a vehicle check ahead. So when you see this sign, what you should do is just slow down and expect to be stopped. Okay, so option A, should you be expected to check my vehicle? B, slow down, expect to be stopped. C, expect to see roadworks ahead. So definitely this one is incorrect, right? A sign like, so this one is the sign that I'm talking about. This one is the sign of roadworks ahead. Okay, but here we are looking at a vehicle check ahead sign. Okay, so when you see that sign, what you should do, shall slow down and expect to be stopped. So this one is our correct answer here. Now moving on to the next one. This sign warns us of, is it a rail level crossing ahead? Is it a physical barrier ahead or a grid ahead? Well, this one is a physical barrier ahead. Now these are pretty simple ones, right? So this one you should be able to get them and answer them very clearly. So this one should not be a challenge to you. Now also talking about easy questions, now also look at the next question, which says this sign is a, now as you can see, this one is a railway level crossing. So is it a danger warning sign or regulatory sign or informative sign? Well, most people get confused about this because this sign is not what we call a triangle or a rectangle or a circle, right? So how do you determine that, in which class this sign is? Okay, so we know that danger warning sign, they are basically triangles, right? And regulatory signs are circular, right? And informative signs are rectangular, right? Okay, so this sign is in the regulatory class, right? So this one is a regulatory sign, and we know that regulatory signs are circular, right? Okay, so how do I put that railway level crossing in the regulatory sign when it is not circular? Or how do I remember that the railway level crossing sign is in the regulatory class? Okay, so this is how I do it. You see this X right here. So what I do, I just imagine writing a circle right around this X, right? So there's a circle, and inside that circle is an X. So this X is what I call the skeleton that is holding the circle. So you might not actually see the circle here, so I do an imaginary circle that is right around this X, right? So there's a circle here, and that circle is invisible, and this X is what we call the backbone or the skeleton, okay, or the framework that is holding the circle. So when I see that sign, I obviously know that that sign is in the circular class, which is the regulatory or mandatory class. Okay, now moving on to the next question. When parked on an incline, what should you do? Option A, engage lower gear and apply handbrake. B, engage reverse and apply handbrake. C, engage higher gear and turn steering wheel towards the curb. Okay, so I want you to understand something. Okay, now looking at this sign, you can see that this sign is not talking about an incline but a decline. So what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to strike this word out. Now this word which says incline, I want you to imagine a decline, right? Because looking at this diagram is telling us of a decline. What you should do when you are parked at a decline is like this. Your vehicle is going down, right? So a decline like this, right? So what you should do when you're parked at a decline is you should engage reverse. When you engage reverse, right, it means that your car is stopped and the car is in gear, right? You have stopped your car and the car is in gear. Okay, so when your car is in the reverse gear, it means that your car can only move backwards. But moving backwards is against gravity here, and moving downwards is in conjunction with gravity. But here you are going to engage reverse, because when you engage reverse, the car will want to move upwards, but that's against gravity. So definitely it will stop the car right then and then. Now if your handbrake is not working or your handbrake is not powerful enough to stop the car on a decline, what should you just do? You should just engage reverse and also engage the handbrake. Okay, now let's assume that you are parked at an incline. So you are parked at somewhere like this. Your car is facing upwards, right? Somewhere like this. So in this case, engaging reverse gear in this car will actually promote the car moving downwards. So here we actually have the gravity and also the reverse gear, so the combination of which can actually overpower the handbrake. So if you find yourself that you are parked at an incline, right, so what you should do is should engage first gear. Now first gear supports the car going up, right? Therefore the car cannot go down if it is in first gear. You see it? The car cannot move down if it is in first gear. So when you are parked at a level like this, at a steep incline, what you should just do, engage first gear, and the first gear supports the car going up, so the car cannot go down. Okay, then you are also apply your handbrake, and I can tell you that the car will not move from that position. Now moving on to the next question. The lane you are traveling in suddenly ends in the setup below. So here is the diagram that shows us that you are traveling in this lane and it suddenly ends here. So what should you do? Option A, road has been temporarily narrowed to the left. B, road has been temporarily narrowed to the right. B, road has been temporarily narrowed to the center. So the correct answer here is road has been temporarily narrowed to the left. So this one is our correct answer here. Now moving on to the next question. This sign I should. So what should you do? Now this sign is a giveaway sign. Now remember, I've spoken in detail about our giveaway sign and our stop sign. Now these signs are very different, okay? So you should know what applies to which. Now I have told you in our previous video, now at a stop sign you are required to stop and at a give way sign, you don't necessarily have to stop right. So what is the correct answer here? Option A, at a give way sign, should you slow down and proceed if there is no traffic? B, slow down and give way to cross traffic. C, stop and proceed when the road is clear on both sides. Now here the stop applies to a stop sign. Now we are not looking at a stop sign, remember. Okay, so this one is incorrect. We are looking at a give way sign, so this one is incorrect. This one says slow down and give way to cross traffic. Now this one is our correct answer.